Hi, I'm Sasha Christian, and you're listening to Do Not Click.
Check 1 2. You're listening to Do Not Click.
Okay.
Is it too fast?
No, that's good.
Okay.
Okay, Sasha, we would like to thank the listeners for listening to this episode. Thank you for listening. Wherever you are, on the car, on the train. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Wake up with your cat today.
Yeah, well, I woke up about an hour after my alarm rang, but it's okay.
Who was on your lap, Taco or
Today was Taco. Taco usually sleeps next to me.
who do you live with? With your mom?
I live with my mom and my brother Max.
Okay.
And the 2 cats.
You're Singaporean?
Yeah,
You're
full on Singaporean.
But you're mixed Eurasian and Chinese.
No, half
No.
Indian, half Chinese.
Half Indian, half Chinese.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk a bit about your cats. You have a lot of interviews out there which is more focused on your wakeboarding and your sports life.
Yeah.
I would like to get to know you.
And my
Yes.
cats.
And your cat.
Yeah, my cats will be really happy to hear this.
Yes. And I bought you the socks.
You bought me 3 pairs of socks, all cat themed,
Yeah,
so I'm
cat
very
themed.
happy.
You can remember them wherever you are.
Yes.
Taco, was it?
Yeah.
I made a joke the other day that if you put a bell on your cat, you can call your cat Taco Bell.
It was very entertaining. Thank you.
Which cat do you get first?
So I got Taco in 2015. So she's older, and then we adopted Tequila the year after that.
They're not the same breed, is it?
No, we adopted them from SPCA, so they're just local breeds, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a cat person?
For sure.
Because what I'm confused is that your Instagram name is Sashizu, which I initially thought it was like a Shih Tzu.
Yeah, everyone thought it's because of Shih Tzu, but it's not really, because do you know Lion King? There's this bird named Zazu.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, I used to love Lion King, and my mom, for some
Oh.
reason, she didn't call me Princess or Cupcake. She called me Zazu. And
That is
was
so cute.
that was kind of my nickname. So Sashi Zoo is kind of a combination of both.
Okay. So that's where you made that combination.
Yeah.
Sashizu. Wow.
I know. Pretty far off what it should be. Yeah, I didn't really think the name through when I came up with it, I suppose.
But compared to cats and dogs, you prefer cats.
Yeah, I love dogs too, just that I wouldn't own one right now. Maybe when I always joke when I'm like retired, then I'll have a dog.
You're 25, right?
Yes.
Lion King was not even in your time, or was it? 25? Or maybe it is.
In the 90s,
Yeah,
like we're all
in the
into
90s.
Disney
You're right.
shows. Yeah.
Do you consider yourself as a millennial?
Yes, I do. I wasn't actually very familiar with that term until I just recently going to school. Then I kind of like understood more what the term millennial means.
Okay. Your name Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
This is my opinion. The name Sasha can be correlated with people who are very flamboyant. For example, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a wrestler called Sasha Banks.
Okay.
Jay-Z has an alter ego called Sasha. And Beyonce also has an alter ego, Sasha Fierce.
Sasha Fierce, yeah.
But it seems like your last name Christian is sort of quells that rebelliousness a little bit. So
I like
it's
to think that
Sasha Christian.
there's like
It's like
balance in
Sasha
it.
then Christian, then like it quells. It's like 50-50.
Yeah.
Do you feel that best represents who you are? There's a side to yourself that's really, really very nice, and there's the other side which is, havoc.
It's so funny. I've never ever thought about it before that way. But now that you mention it, yeah, I suppose like I like to. I believe in balance, and I think balance is important. So it's kind of nice that my name has that.
Yeah, but on social media, we don't see that side of you, obviously, because you need to, you have sponsors and you want to show a nice,
Wait, what kind of side are you talking
I don't know,
about?
a havoc personality. You can't be a saint through and through, right? There
That's true,
should be a dark side to you as well,
Yeah.
unbeknownst to people.
Yeah, I think that definitely.
Maybe your mom knows about it.
We're not having her anywhere
No.
near interviews, no.
What does she call you when she's angry? Zazu?
No more
Oh,
Zazu,
no.
not much. No, she just says Sasha.
Sasha. Okay.
Yeah.
The Sasha when she's angry.
Yeah.
Does she still call you Zazu?
Nowadays, not so much. No, now like my friends call me Zazu, like my childhood friends, but not
Mm.
really my mom.
But you don't find that cringe at all?
Zazu?
Like, yeah,
No,
that's alright. You like
I
that?
like it. Yeah.
Okay. You just joined uni?
Yeah, I just joined in August.
That's very, very recent.
Mm-hmm.
And I was asking you this earlier, whether you're the older kid in class.
Yeah, I am. Like most of my classmates, they're about like maybe 6 years younger than me. The girls, at least. Yeah.
How does that feel? And before we get into that, what was the reason you decided to go into uni?
Oh, well, I was training full time for about 4 or 5 years. University was kind of always on my mind. It was just like a matter of when. I kind of kept pushing it back. But it came to a point where I was like, yeah, now this is the right time. And I just felt it in my body. So
Okay. But your career is going so well. You have 3 gold medals, possibly gunning for a 4th.
Mhm.
Is there not a possibility that you want to really do your sport full time?
Well, right now I'm still competing in water skiing. So I gave up, not gave up, I stopped competing in wakeboard.
That's a taboo word. Very strong word.
Yeah, I stopped competing in wakeboarding. I still do it recreationally, but I still compete for water skiing. But yeah, no, I think school complements it though. Yeah.
Do you feel that at this point of your time, it'll be nice to have younger group of friends for a change? Because you have your 25-year-old or older friends, which is good to keep you in check. How do you feel making friends younger than you for a change?
Well, I think it's great. Like, there's always opportunity to learn from everybody around me. And yeah, it's different because I'm always used to kind of being like the baby of the group, and that's how I grew up. And yeah, to kind of, have younger friends, it's a different experience.
What do you find is the biggest disconnect for now, for you and your friends? Like, is there something that you guys don't have in common? Which I assume is probably a lot, right?
No, I wouldn't say I don't really feel like we don't have much in common. Like, we get along really easily. Maybe sometimes when they use some terms that I don't really know.
Oh, like LMFAO.
Yeah, all those, like, I didn't know people like kind of short, use that nowadays.
Yeah, there's a different terms of bitch. Like there's BIH.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, because also I wasn't in school or anywhere near school for the last 5 years. I was kind of in my own world, and now I'm exposed to this brand new place and all these new words. Yeah, it's weird.
And then you feel
weird.
do you feel a bit awkward, like trying to have to blend in, have to learn these words?
Yeah, sometimes I pretend I know what they're saying and
savage, savage.
But like for my closer friends, I'm like, sorry, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We grew up in a time where Instagram wasn't really even a thing, and so we were in the transition where there's a boom in Instagram, and a lot of these kids they grew when Instagram is popular.
Yeah.
So the disconnect I feel for me and young kids is that they like to do Instagram live all the time. I don't know if you know this, because for me, because I have my podcast and I notice this. It's just all the time, the whole day, whenever they are free, they just do Instagram live.
Instagram live. I didn't notice that actually.
And sometimes the camera is not even pointing to their face because they have this duplicitous attitude where they want to be seen but they don't want to be seen. So it's very weird because you know how sometimes you take a picture of yourself but I have to delete that picture and take a better one.
Yeah.
But you can't do that for Instagram live and videos, right?
Yeah.
But it's the function that they have and it's available to them, and that's the relationship with them and the Instagram right now.
See, I would be afraid to put anything on Instagram live.
Yeah.
Like, for the fact that you can't take it down, like everything is seen on the spot. So it's kind of brave to do that.
There's a wardrobe malfunction or something. Yeah,
or,
it's gonna be immortalized on the net.
Sometimes you don't say the right words, even though you don't intend to say that way. But like, oh man, that'd be so scary.
Yeah, the role of an athlete has evolved these days, right?
Yeah.
It's no longer like you play sports and then that's it. Joseph Schooling is the biggest example.
Yeah.
You are a brand.
Yeah.
Right, having the followers and all that, you can represent sports company nowadays like Under Armour or Nike or whatever. So the role of an athlete is not just about being successful in your field.
Yeah.
So right now you have brands and sponsors and all that. How do you feel in this position?
Well, I don't know. Like, if you have seen my Instagram, it's pretty quiet. Like, I post more Insta stories. I love doing that. I think it's so fun. But so like posting pictures and all that, I'm not as active as I maybe should be, and I acknowledge that. But I think I'm just not really comfortable with the idea of posting for the sake of posting stuff. And like, it's been a struggle because like you say, it is necessary, especially for marketing tool. But I struggle between like keeping to who I am and what I'm comfortable with rather than what I should be doing to help like possible career paths. So it needs a balance. I
completely agree because for me, doing this podcast, I do want my podcast to be successful, but I personally have no desire to be famous. If you look at my personal Instagram, there's no like selfie and hey, how you guys doing today? It's a commitment by itself to engage your fans and make sure you have followers, whatever. But which is why my podcast is my podcast. I want my podcast to be successful and I have to get followers. But at the same time, I myself, I don't want to be followed. It's a whole big responsibility. A lot of people don't understand that having this network where all these people can just see your personal life and all that, and they take a lot of what you say as gospel. This guy said this, so he must be right because he has a very high following. It's a big responsibility that I don't want to undertake.
That's the thing about Instagram. Like, I love Instagram. I'm on it a lot, and I love seeing people's posts and videos, and it's a great way to connect the world. So I guess there are two users for Instagram, right? Like, people who are comfortable putting out there and they're really making, they're inspirations to others, and like people like me who like to watch them. So like, you don't have to be both, I suppose.
How have you used Instagram for your sports career? In a way, if you look at it you can use it as a platform to inspire people.
Yeah.
There are a lot of young wakeboarders or people who aspire to be in a national team.
Yeah.
And it's good that you have this instant access to, like, if they need to reach out to you and you can, do wakeboarding tutorial or whatever if you want, if there's like a thing in the future.
Oh, I definitely love
after
it.
uni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we connected on Instagram.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Definitely. I met quite a few cool people on Instagram too. So like, it's been
We
really
became best
awesome.
friends before we ever met.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I feel it's a good thing because I'm not as awkward, and like I said, I wanted to make a rapport where I can just get to know you a little bit so that when it comes to the day of doing the podcast, we'll have a bit more chemistry.
Yeah, we're a bit more familiar with each other and all that.
Yep. It feels like I've known you for a long time.
Well, about a month and a half maybe.
Yeah. So you live at home with your mom?
Yes.
And your brother Matthew Christian.
Yeah.
Who I saw his picture on Instagram and his washboard apps.
Yeah, it's very unfair. Like he does.
You have apps, what?
No, the difference is my brother, he does nothing for it. Like he wakeboards, maybe once a week, twice a week, but he, eats as he likes. He doesn't go to the gym, gains no weight, and has 8 packs. So it's not fair.
He just has a high metabolism. That's
Yeah.
it. But you have apps as well. I guess it's genes that runs in the family.
Well, no, mine comes and goes.
Comes and goes.
I get chubby easily. I'll show you pictures later. Yeah.
Doing your sports activities, you wear outfits that are, you want to show your stomach. Is there a pressure for you to like not have a flabby stomach because you want to wear your swimsuit or whatever?
Well, for me, no, not really. Like I said, I go through stages. You'll see some of my it's very inconsistent. Sometimes some of my pictures you'll see abs, and sometimes you'll see no abs.
You're
at all.
comfortable with your friends that it doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
And plus, like, really, if you're training to get abs, I mean, you work out. It's very painful.
Yeah.
And then
it's more diet than actually exercise.
Yeah, and it's both. And then like after 2 days or 3 days of drinking beer, they're all gone. So I don't see the point for me.
I like food. Which brings me to the question that, do you have cardio when you do wakeboarding?
Oh yeah.
Because especially when I look at it, it's just you holding on the thing and then you surf on the water. But it is tiring.
I'd love to bring you out one day on the water.
Yeah.
It's so tiring. It's ridiculous. Like the next day, especially if you've never wakeboarded before, you haven't wakeboarded for a long time. Like the next day, you'll just be completely sprawled out on your bed, not wanting to get up.
Sore.
Oh yeah.
It's like taking ballet for the first time, right?
Yeah. You're just using the muscles that you never knew existed.
Yeah, you activate all these muscles.
Yeah.
So it is very tiring.
Yeah.
I mean, I looked through your Instagram feed and most of your friends are all in good shape. So I'm thinking like, what am I doing at the gym trying to like lose all this weight when I could have been losing all this doing wakeboarding, right? Everybody who wants abs, just do wakeboarding. This community that you have doing wakeboarding, these are just people that you met growing up?
Well, my close wakeboard friends, like it's kind of split. Half of them I've known since I was a kid. Half of them, we met like the last 10 years maybe.
So it's mainly on your friends, a community of wakeboarders all over Singapore.
Well, the community of wakeboarders, it's not a really big community, so it's quite small. So it's in that sense, it's pretty tight, and we kind of know, most people in it. I like that.
Okay, we know that your mom also does wakeboarding, and right?
Water skiing.
Water skiing.
Well,
okay,
she can wakeboard, but she does more water skiing.
Okay,
yeah.
But she has somewhat a hand in the direction of you growing up and wanting to do. Or is it your dad?
My mom.
Oh, your mom. Okay, so your mom is the precursor to you doing wakeboarding.
Well, sort of. Like, cause she started water skiing like when she already had me and my brother. So kind of because of that, she brought us there and we kind of started out. But it's mainly because of my brother Max that I kind of took it a little bit more seriously.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was good at it and I was like,
jealous.
No, not at.
You want to compete with your big brother?
Not at all. Like I looked up to my brother like so much admiration for him. So yeah, when he started competing in wakeboarding, I was like, oh, I want to follow him. I want to do that too.
Does he have 3 gold medals?
He stopped competing as much for like the last 5 years, but he did get a bronze in the 2011 SEA Games.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
Wow. My question to the initial question was, if you didn't start wakeboarding or water skiing when you were young, do you think you'd still be where you are today, given that you started in your teens?
Well, honestly, I'll be curious to find out because before I started really wakeboarding competitively and all that, I remember very clearly I was such a shy kid. I had very, very low confidence. I know, I remember this when I was 10 years old.
Come on, this is the Sasha, not the Christian.
It was very prominent.
Channel your Sasha.
Yeah, but I think I'm a very naturally shy person as well. And like being in sport and being in this community like kind of forced me to get out of that and be more confident talking to people. Yeah, because so I don't know what I've been like if I didn't wakeboard.
Yeah, it'd be totally different person, right?
Yeah, it's kind of scary to think about it.
So what is your brother doing now?
He is he's a UX designer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I think that's his job title. I'm not really sure of the specific job title.
Okay, and you are doing science in uni.
Social science.
Social science. Is that something you want to possibly pursue after you graduate?
Yeah, I've always been interested in sociology and psychology, like pretty much human behavior. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see where it leads me.
So you don't necessarily want to be an athlete all your life. You want to do something else.
Well, I'll always want to be part of the community. I always want to be part of the wakeboard scene in Singapore.
But there's a lifespan to what you do, right?
Yes.
You can't be doing this at your 50s. Or maybe you can. I know your mom's still doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But there's a lifespan because it's injury prone and all that. It requires cardio and all that. Who knows how your body will hold up.
Yeah, I mean, plans always change. I don't really know where I'm going to be in terms of my sport in the next 5 years. But I hope, like I said, to always be involved in it at least. Like, if not competing in it, but still there, still present.
Okay, let me ask you this. You and your brother both looked at other avenues for a career, for possibly something that can sustain you in future to buy a house or whatever. But what if you and your brother were making good money in wakeboarding? You can do professional water skiing or wakeboarding, the things that you want to do as an athlete. But there's money involved. Like you can actually start a family,
right,
support your family or support yourself. Would you still have gone back to school?
Wow, tough questions,
Yeah,
man.
because when I did the podcast with Aisha Gala, we were talking about the state of athletes in Singapore. She's big on athletes being full-time athletes. Like, there's people like Joseph Schooling, who I think is a full-time athlete. I'm not sure. Or maybe Fandi Ahmad, the Fundis, basically, the whole Fundis, Fundi brothers. There are a select group of people who can financially do that.
Okay. Well, let's see. For me, I had the opportunity to train full-time and, I was very fortunate to be supported as well for the last 4 years. I wouldn't say the monetary thing was a big thing. More for me, especially in terms of wakeboarding, like we've mentioned before, it's not the lifespan isn't very long. And I've been doing it I was competing for about 14 years. So for me personally, it was kind of like, I kind of knew that I was at the end of the road with that in terms of competition. And I was really excited to kind of move on from that too, because writing, as always, because I like to write. And part of the reason I went was social science. Like, it's always been also a passion of mine too, like ever since I was in primary school. And to not give myself the opportunity to pursue that, like, then I would have felt kind of restricting myself as well as a person.
It's good for you to do this uni thing so that you have something to fall back on.
I won't even say it's a fallback on. I think it's part of who I am.
Okay.
So, like, it's true, like, since I was 11 years old, I've always seen myself as an athlete only. But there's also been, like, this other part of Sasha that's been trying to, like, emerge from it.
Okay.
And that's, kind of who I'm trying to be, I'm developing into now. Yeah.
Because part of the process of someone trying to be a full-time athlete, for instance, for example, if Red Bull or Under Armour or Nike wanted to fully sponsor you as an athlete, obviously if you stop wakeboarding or water skiing altogether, they cannot have you as a social physiologist being sponsored by Red Bull or Nike and all that. It's very hard to keep sponsors happy. So to me, that's the curse of being a sponsored athlete. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Well, my sponsor, I'm with Red Bull right now, and they've been absolutely supportive of me.
Red Bull is good to keep you awake when studying. So I guess you can angle it that way. I'm a uni student. I need my Red Bull to keep me awake.
Yeah, but I guess because it really depends on the companies itself too and what they are looking for in the athlete. Like, do they just want an athlete or athlete outside sport as well? So I've been fortunate. I've been Red Bull for the last 8 years, and they've continued to support me.
They give you wings.
They definitely give me wings. And they keep me awake in class.
They keep you awake in class. They give you free Red Bulls every month.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they're really awesome. I should have brought you some. Sorry,
no, that's all right. My dad is a big Red Bull fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let's talk about myths of wakeboarding.
Okay.
What would I say that would get you offended as a wakeboarder?
Wow. That's a tough question.
If I say that, so easy, just go in the thing and then just hold the thing. I also can do.
True.
Do you get that a lot?
No, I haven't gotten that, because every time I ask someone to try wakeboarding or I'm going to teach someone to wakeboard, they're kind of like, oh, it's going to be so hard, this and that. So it's not a negative myth. I mean, they're not putting down the sport. They're kind of saying it's too difficult to try. I'm like, no, it's not. But I have heard of someone, my friend telling me that her friend said, oh, wakeboarding is so easy, I can totally get up on my first try and stuff. Yeah, but that's very rare that people say that.
Wait till you do it. It's the same as boxing. anyone can fight. Anyone can think that they can beat anyone. You know, when they watch UFC or they watch wrestling or they watch Floyd Mayweather fight, I can beat that guy. Anyone can say that. But you know, the idea of like anyone can fight, that's true. But can you be in the ring for 30 minutes and you know, with a good cardio, that's a very, very different thing.
Yeah, I would never discredit another sport because you have no idea how tough it is. I've
Exactly.
never boxed I've never done any form of martial arts in my life. I probably should try one day.
I'll hook you up with something. With
that'd be
legends.
cool.
Yeah, I wanted to do this thing where I can have all my guests do a
fight.
Like no, not a fight. Like do a boxing session with Ridwan. You know Ridwan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're very good friends for boxing background. Yeah, but I'm trying to do this thing where I can get all the ex-guests to do something.
That'd be cool, man.
Yeah.
I'll finally have my first boxing experience.
Yeah. I assume that you can swim.
I can swim, not super. I mean, I can swim to survive, but like, I'm not a great swimmer.
So if you don't have your life jacket, you'll be worried.
I'll be okay. But you ask me to like swim freestyle from like one end to the other end of the pool, like halfway through, I start sinking a little bit.
You can have Joseph Schooling at your side. next
Yeah,
time.
that'd be great.
Yeah. And you have a boat license as well.
Yes.
That is so badass.
Yeah. But
People can say, I got my 3A license, I got my motorbike license, but you got a boat license.
it's very embarrassing though when I tell them the story of my boat license.
Why?
Because, well, you can start getting your boat license when you're 16.
Okay.
And the procedure is like you go for at least 2 like theory classes and you go for 1 practical and you do your theory test and practical test and you get your license, right?
Same thing like...
Ish, yeah, like car. Well, I failed my theory more than 10 times.
That's fine.
10 times, dude.
Look, I've never told anyone this story.
Okay. Now you're going to tell it to a whole bunch of people.
But that's fine. I was in RP when I first took my car license.
Okay.
I didn't pass. Up till now, I don't have a car license. But anyway, I took the theory test and then I failed my final theory twice.
Okay.
And both times I cried because I think I paid the final theory with my dad's money. It's more of I felt like I wasted his money.
Right.
So I called my dad. I'm sorry. And then he tried to console me on that. No,
That's
okay,
really
it's okay.
sweet.
I failed twice lah. So,
Okay,
but you know,
yeah.
part of me feels that some people can pass car license easily because they grew up with a car.
That's
So
true.
so my family doesn't have a car, so I don't observe. I don't have that muscle memory of like looking at how people drive.
Yeah.
So a lot of my friends, they grew up with their dads driving, so you know it comes naturally to them.
Yeah.
You know, because they see it's their life lah. They know they are on the car and all that. And for that as well, maybe from young you observe people on a boat, but it's not exactly auto on the road, right? It's a whole different thing.
I suppose. I mean, I don't know. But yeah,
It's not like you have to like parallel parking with a boat and all that, right?
during the practical, yeah, we've got to birth the
to.
boat and
Oh,
stuff
that's
like that. I'm glad I got it eventually. I mean, I started taking when I was 16. I got it when I was 21. But yay, at least I got it
This is
eventually.
better than winning the gold medal 3 times.
Oh man, when I passed the theory, I was like, I'm a genius, guys.
I'm a genius. Like, cue the boss.
Yeah,
meme.
exactly.
Yeah. I assume your brother and your mom has boat license as well.
My brother, no, but my mom, yes. Yeah, so we drive each other, so it's good.
Do you plan on buying a boat or you just rent
Oh
a boat?
no, yeah, I will not. I mean, I have toyed the idea before, but it's very hard to maintain.
Maybe a yacht.
Oh no.
You retire at sea. No.
If I buy myself a yacht, I won't be able to retire.
Don't buy a BTO, buy a yacht.
Oh,
Live in a
man.
sea. That would be great.
I get seasick pretty easily, so that will not suit
Is
me.
it? I get
Yeah.
motion sickness very easily. I
Yeah.
can sometimes I take a cab and I'll
Yeah.
come out like I want to vomit.
I cannot talk to people in like moving vehicles. I'm like, sorry, there's a wall here. I'm just on my own. For a
As much
while.
as I love Universal Studios, I cannot take what's that roller coaster?
Oh.
Galactica.
Oh yeah, that one
something.
I like. The red and blue one,
if
right?
I made the mistake of riding that on the first ride on USS, and then
Right.
I couldn't enjoy
Function
the rest of
it.
the rest of the day.
I enjoy the thrill though, so I still
Yeah.
like roller coasters.
Yeah, motion sickness, which is funny because your sport requires a lot of spinning or whatever stunts that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, breakboarding is not something that you can do alone, right? If I wanted to box, I could just wrap my hands and then punch it back. But for
Yeah.
you have to have a crew of someone driving the boat.
Yeah.
Just 2 people enough?
I mean, we recommend having a spotter in the boat, an observer. So like driver, observer, and the wakeboarder. But there's also the cable park, the wakeboard cable park, Singapore wakeboard cable park. So like,
Just pay a fee.
yeah, and it's like ongoing. So that one's a bit more, accessible. We can just go whenever we want.
Quite sucks that you cannot just do whenever you want. One night you wake up, you just have the itch to do it, and then your friends, whoever can.
Yeah. So then, I live in a condo with a trampoline. So when I was like wakeboarding more, every time I felt like wakeboarding but I didn't want to go out, I'll just jump on the trampoline and do like
And
the
just
stunts
jump.
there. Yeah.
Imagine you're at sea.
Yeah. With the rope tied to the coconut tree and everything.
That's so cute. Does it automatically mean that you can skateboard?
Oh my goodness. I think skateboarding is such a cool sport. Like that's also one of the things I do on Instagram a lot. I watch so many skateboard videos. I don't know why. I don't want to skateboard myself. I can get on a skateboard. I can cruise around the bowl.
Because it's balancing,
Yeah,
right?
it's like I think any like board sport, like it's the
Same theory.
it is. I mean, it makes it easier. It doesn't make you great at it, but it definitely makes it easier to balance.
You have the
yeah.
foundation of balancing.
But like the rest of it, like I see these kids like dropping into the really high bowls and stuff like nah. I'm scared. Like I'm so afraid of hurting myself.
Yeah. Or wakeboarding, if you fall, you just fall into the sea and maybe you drown and die after that. But
Well, yeah.
but
Yeah.
skateboard, you fall on the floor and you
I-
have a bruise that might last you for as a
Exactly. I mean,
lifetime.
like wakeboarding, like the falls can hurt, but end of the day, because we are moving fast, so like water still is hard, but concrete is still harder. So yeah, I was skateboarding pretty like once a week, like I think like 2016, because I was kind of trying to see whether it would help my wakeboarding and stuff, but then I just got really afraid.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's really cool. I wish I could do it better.
You're good friends with Narellekheng.
Yeah, we grew up together.
Oh, you guys grew up together?
We were in the same kindergarten, so we've been.
Oh, you guys go way back.
Yeah, we were classmates. We were schoolmates since we were 6.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we went to primary school and secondary school together too.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's very nice to see you guys are doing two separate things and you guys are great at it. And it's nice to see her being successful in her own field.
She is such a talented individual. It's insane. Like she's always been that way since we were kids. Yeah.
Do you find that both of you have more in common now because of your parents?
What do you mean?
Your dad?
Oh well, for us, I guess we've always had a lot of things in common. And like, my friendship, I don't know if this is answering your question, but I'll just put it into another perspective. Like, we always joke that like we are so different as individuals, though, and the reason why we were friends when we were 6 because like her parents were busy. And so like she always came to stay over at my house. So we didn't kind of choose to be friends. We kind of just like we were always put together to be friends. And then we just happened to go to the same like primary school and same classmates and stuff. And so like I think in that way, because we've grown up together, we're kind of she's like my sister. You know?
That's so
yeah.
cute. And Ben is also like
I'm not Ben since we're kids, but I'm not as close to him.
okay. Have you ever invited her for wakeboarding?
Oh yeah, no, Narelle's a natural wakeboarder.
Really?
I tell you,
Oh yeah, she swims as well, right?
It's almost like she's good at everything she tries. Even skateboarding lah. Like we will skate sometimes and we go wakeboarding together sometimes. Yeah.
Maybe it's a pink hair. You should dye your hair pink.
I did at one point in time
Really?
have a little bit of pink hair. This was like 19-year-old face.
Okay, but is this a natural color for you?
No, this is terrible right now because I dyed my hair dark brown in 2015. Dark brown. And this has been the result because when I go in the sun, it gets light. Then I'll go and dye it again to get it dark because I don't like it light. And then it's just been this ongoing thing. And so now I'm just like, I'm going to let it be ugly. Just let it grow out and cut it all off,
But your hair is black, natural color.
It gets a bit light, like light brown, but like not this light. Like it's just because of the sun and the salt water and I don't know what not. So no more dyeing off my hair.
No more dyeing of your
No
hair.
more.
Are you big on like makeup and all that? I like how you smile at me before you say something. Am I prompting the right question?
It's funny. Well, I own powder foundation.
You own a brand?
I
own. Okay.
I own.
I thought you said that you started a line.
I wish. No,
you started a foundation line.
No, I would love. I think
the Zizou line.
I would like to get into makeup, and I think at age 25 I should get into makeup. To look more presentable when necessary, or when the occasion fits. But no, I don't.
But you have nice skin, so.
Oh, thank you. But this has happened a couple of times, especially recently. Like, cause I have my powder foundation and I put it on as my makeup set. That's about it, and a little bit of like lip tint color thing. But when you go for an event and everyone's dressed up, like glammed up so well, and their hair's all nice, and then their face is all like nicely done, and they're wearing like really beautiful like dresses.
You feel like you're underdressed?
I feel very bland, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna like fade into the background now. Yeah. So I really do want to get into makeup, but that would be changing a lot for me.
Yeah, life changing.
I mean, look at me, right? So like,
Hey, that's fine. You do whatever that feels comfortable. I like simple, minimalistic. I rarely wear anything with designs. Everything in my wardrobe is designless.
All like solid colors.
Yeah, solid colors. Yeah.
I do like my little designs on my shirts though.
What kind of brands?
My current favorite is this like embroidery of this bear holding a red cup in his hand. Just a little like icon at the side. I bought it, I think, when I was in US.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to ship it over if you want to get it.
I guess so. Yeah. I won't be able to find the same shirt now.
One question that I would like to ask you: do you spend more time surfing the water or more time surfing the internet?
Right? I don't really know. I try not to surf the net too much. What do you mean by surf the net?
Okay,
do you mean like Google stuff or Instagram
Let's not talk
or
about
like
Instagram or Facebook because it's like every minute, right?
Okay.
That's a bit unfair.
Right.
Yeah. So Google.
Well, I watch a lot of Netflix.
Okay.
I watch a lot of Netflix. I like to Google stuff. I love watching TED Talks.
So what?
TED Talks.
Oh, TED Talks.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So like I guess I do spend a lot of time on on my
internet.
laptop. Yeah.
50-50. Surf on the water and surf on the net. You're just a surfer. Do you do you still have any fears when you do wakeboarding?
Oh yeah, for sure. So much more than when I was 11 years old. I think fear kind of got a little bit more apparent to me as I got older a little bit. Because, I think fear gets more apparent for me when I grew older. I am a bit older now. Just because you kind of know if I fall, what might happen.
Okay.
And then
you got injured as well.
Yeah, and then you kind of know the injury process and the recovery, and then what is that the mental state or whatever. So
when you were younger, you're like whatever.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, it's kind of nice to be childlike.
Has the injury changed the way you wakeboard now?
It did for a while. I'll admit that I was quite fortunate. My first more serious injury was when I was 19. And after that injury, I was very, very careful with the way I wakeboarded. So I didn't progress a lot. I was very stagnant.
You tore your MCL, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow. You got that down too. That's very accurate.
Yeah. Don't judge my handwriting. It's so
No, it's
ugly.
okay. Mine is all over the place too. Yeah, so that one kind of really messed me up for a while. But it was good because I never faced that situation before and I had to force myself to get out of it. And I learned,
You need to be at your lowest.
Yeah. And
at some point of your life.
And then you learn so much more from that too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you remember the feeling like a pop in your leg, or do you just feel like you cannot walk?
At that time, I thought for the longest time that my elbow had hit my knee because it felt like something punched it.
Okay.
So, and then I still took the bus home and I, still walking up and down. But it was painful, but, and then I went for my car license test the next day, but it's a manual car, so I couldn't hold the clutch.
Okay.
Then I kind of maybe something's wrong with my knee. Yeah, so it wasn't it's so painful because when you don't really know as well, I don't think pain hits you the same way. So the next time when I tore it again, it wasn't as bad, but because I really know the pain, I was crying, I was in tears, I was screaming, but it wasn't really that painful, but it's because I already knew what's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
The pain probably stems from the fear of you might lose your leg or you cannot walk for the rest of your life. I think that this is the same thing where, for me, when I dislocated my shoulder, it's more of the discomfort than the pain.
Yeah, and all these thoughts are going through your head as well, and you're kind of freaking out.
Yeah.
Whereas when I think I just hit my knee, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be okay. It's painful now, but you'll be fine. Rather than I'm like, oh, I know I did something wrong to my knee.
Okay, but the rest of your body is fine. Only your knee.
My
MCL.
knee, and then I fractured the tibia.
How do you fracture your what tibia?
Tibia. Yeah. Well, I was doing a trick. I just landed on top of the wake, from a height, and I landed straight leg. So for some reason, that fractured my tibia. Yeah.
You have to educate me a little bit on this.
Sure.
On wakeboarding. So you do stunts, right? I've never actually watched a wakeboarding thing.
You go through my Instagram, you never see one video.
I see pictures, but I mean,
okay.
I see that you do stunts.
But then you see my picture with Narelle, but never see my wakeboard
video. I was like, hey, Narelle. Just kidding. No. What I'm trying to say is that if I go to SEA Games, I've never watched from start to finish what a proper SEA Games session
routine
is about. Routine is, yeah. So you have to perform stunts and all that, right? So do you consider yourself as an artist? It's the water is your canvas, and then you do your stunts, and then you want to impress the judges or whatever. Is that some form of art to you?
Wow, that is a
Sorry,
cool
I'm smacking all
No,
questions.
it's a really cool way to think about it. Especially because my mom, she's a really good artist and all that.
She draws?
Yeah, she paints more so.
Okay.
And my brother is into design, and I was kind of not really into that. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's a form of art. I actually used to see, I have to go back to think about this because this is going to intrigue me. But for now, when I wakeboard, especially in competitions, I see it as a performance.
Okay. It's like bodybuilding, I guess. Like, you know, I've had bodybuilders on my podcast as well. I try to get everyone from different fields.
Yeah.
For each sets of their performance on stage or whatever, they have specific poses to flex their muscles and all that. I was wondering if it's the same thing for when it comes to wakeboarding, because I don't know what goes on.
Yeah, for me, I can't speak on behalf of all the wakeboarders, but for me, I always felt like I competed better when I saw it as a performance more than a competition, because it's like I've done all I can already in practice and now I'm just going to show you what I've been practicing.
Okay.
You know? And I think it's also like a confidence thing, you know. It's like if I want to make sure that I'm going to present myself really well, like the confidence in me has to be really high as well, rather than being nervous that I'm going to lose.
What's the hardest performed stunt when it comes to wakeboarding?
In general, I don't really like in general.
Huh?
There's so many difficult tricks, but for me, mine was called a 540, like a heel side 540. So you kind of, you know, there's 360 and just one more extra turn. And it becomes more crucial. I won't say it's a difficult trick, but it's because it's crucial that you have to land it. And so because of that, there's a lot of pressure.
Okay.
That's when it becomes difficult.
But you've managed to do it many times?
Actually, in competition, not that many times.
It's too risky. You don't want to risk looking bad or what?
Yeah, my best competition run was in the 2017 SEA Games. Because then I had that trick in as well and I landed it. So thank goodness. Yeah.
Okay, thank goodness. You've won 3 gold medals so far, right?
5 with water skiing as well.
Water skiing, okay.
Yeah.
But in SEA Games, 3 gold medals for SEA Games and 2 gold medals for water skiing. Or 5?
So, like wakeboarding and water skiing in the SEA Games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so
it's both. Okay.
Yeah, so 5 in
you.
total.
Okay, 5 in total. So is everything just gold?
I have gotten we get like team silver as well, and I've gotten silver. The first time I competed in water skiing for slalom, I got silver too.
But for your individual is
for wakeboarding, yeah.
Okay. Do you prefer doing it in a team?
Team is fun because I never really associated wakeboarding as a team sport before, and suddenly it's kind of nice to work as a team. I enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was it like performing in SEA Games?
Very, very nerve-wracking. Like today, I would say like in my whole career, like the Southeast Asian Games were the most like competitive, but also like the most, I was just super nervous for them because it's a big deal, like to me.
Is wakeboarding or water skiing in Olympics?
No, there isn't. Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
Yeah, hopefully one day.
One day.
Yeah.
So SEA Games, wakeboarding or water skiing is the biggest achievement you can get.
Well, I mean, I've competed in the Asian Championships and the World Championships.
Okay.
But like I said, like for me, for some reason, like the Southeast Asian Games is still very pressurizing. I think because like it's considered a major games in Singapore and like there are more eyes on us. Like even though it's a SEA Games, not like the World Champs, there's still more attention and more eyes on us. And I want to do well, because you're really representing the nation.
That's true. You and who else? There's a lot of you?
Yeah, I mean, for the SEA Games, our wakeboard team were 6 wakeboarders in total.
Okay.
Yeah, and right now there's a girl, Gui Jia-yi, she's really good.
You're passing the torch to her?
Oh, she's already taken it.
Oh, she's
taken it. Yeah, and she's gonna be making like a big name for herself in the coming years.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, it is.
You know how some guitarists or musicians, they have a relationship with their instrument?
Okay.
A guitarist will love his guitar.
Yeah.
And then you can make magic with the instrument.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way with your wakeboard? Or do you feel more of a connection with the water?
I treat my wakeboard like my baby.
Okay.
But like it's funny when my wakeboard, but I'll still let other people use it. I'm not super
No, not thrilled about it.
No. I'm not all like for my wakeboard it's fine because it's very sturdy, so I'm okay, and like it's not. Yeah, I'm quite generous with letting people use my wakeboard, but I still treat it like my baby though.
What's the average price of a good wakeboard?
Oh, that's a good question. I think a wakeboard without the bindings, it can range from like, I might be completely off, so I'm sorry if like it's inaccurate, but I think it's like maybe 400 to 600 depending on the brand.
You haven't bought your own wakeboard yet. Somebody must have been purchasing it for you.
Yeah, I've been quite
Who's
fortunate.
been writing the checks?
Well, right now I'm writing it for I'm part of another wakeboard company team. So
are you emotionally attached to your first wakeboard?
I don't even know where my first wakeboard is anymore.
You don't know where it is?
No,
it's somewhere.
It said like I have like.
You lost it in the water or something?
No, I'm not sure. My very first wakeboard, my brother and I shared it. Like we shared wakeboards for quite a while. Like when we were still the same size. Yeah, so I'm not sure where it is, but we have like a collection of wakeboards that we call like the wakeboard graveyard, where we keep them, and all our old broken boards are all there. So. And in my room,
wakeboard graveyard. That's so interesting.
Yeah, I'll take a picture for you and show it to you. But like in my room, I keep 2 wakeboards, like the ones with really good memories. And I stick all my pictures on it too. So
You went overseas recently with your mom?
yes,
Because we have to postpone the podcast.
that's right.
I saw the Instagram story where your mom asked you to pack her stuff. Were you packing wakeboard equipment?
That was waterskii.
Water skiing equipment.
Waterski
Okay.
equipment.
I get confused between the two.
I know it's like snowboarding and snow skiing lah. Like that's the good way to remember it.
Okay.
It's like they're kind of the same family, but they're different sports.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where did you go?
We went to UAE, Ras Al Khaimah. It was for a water ski competition there.
Your mom participated or you?
Yeah, my mom competes now.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's such a badass mom.
Yeah, she is. Like sometimes she even like goes on water ski trips without me, and I've actually seen her off for a competition because I wasn't going. So
Okay.
yeah, I feel like it's like a different relationship we have now.
Quite inspiring. You see your mom still do it.
Yeah.
It makes you want to do it when you get old. Right?
Yeah, and I think the cool thing about my mom is that she didn't do it when she was a kid. Like she didn't grow up with the sport like I did. Like she kind of got introduced to it when at an older age, and then she stopped for a while,
Okay.
and then she just picked it up like 8 years ago. So like she started in her 50s, and like she's competing now, and yeah, I hope to be like that when I grow older.
It's very, very inspiring.
Yeah, keep active and have a purpose to keep keep fit and going to the gym and things like that.
What is the first thing that you do before you wakeboard?
First thing, nothing strange. I listen to music. If I'm driving to training, I
Okay.
listen music. Then I'll just do my cute little warm up routine. I
Okay.
say it's cute because it's like 3 minutes long. It's not very long, lah.
Okay. Stretch.
Yeah.
It's important to stretch.
Yeah,
before
I kind of feel like okay, my body's warmed up enough. Let's do it.
What's the last thing you do after you wakeboard or water ski? Obviously, you take off your equipment or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you do after that?
Usually, I mean, the whole idea about wakeboarding and water skiing is pretty chill, lah. So we just hang around for a bit and talk. Yeah.
When you are wakeboarding or water skiing, and then like you have to pee or like do number 2, you can't obviously
Right.
like stop the
Yeah.
boat. I gotta go to the toilet, or I don't know. Has that happened?
It's very funny, man. Well, I have this T-shirt that says "I love to pee in my wetsuit." I'll just leave
But
it
you
as that.
can't. There's nothing you can do, right? You're already on the boat.
Well, you can like like the facilities around and stuff.
So calculus. I see that you've been doing a lot of calculus. What is calculus to you?
Oh well,
It's something you have to get over with.
I used to like math, and I think deep down I still might. It's just that like I don't know whether I'm blaming the fact I'm using it as an excuse because I haven't been to school for like 5 years, and so I'm like, what's factorization again? So all my basics are gone, and
yeah.
and for calculus you need your basics. So and everything is super fast paced. I'm just like, what is happening? I feel like I'm drowning at the
Yeah,
moment.
you have friends who are there to help you
Oh,
out.
thankfully, yeah. And I passed my paper.
You
my
passed.
my midterms at least. I still got the finals lah. So
Do you feel like studying is more of a memory game? Because people say, oh, you have to be smart to pass.
for me, it works differently, and that's how some of the professors say, yeah, just remember remember the steps and stuff. But for me, I need to make sense of things. So even in calculus, I'm like, they say don't ask why, but I'm like, no, but I need to know. Like for me, it needs to make sense to me, even if it's not the whole story. Like my mind can like make sense of it, then I understand or remember much easier too.
Once you are done with calculus, hopefully you don't get to be near it anymore.
Oh, I then have to do
else.
stats. So
Yeah. Have you started doing your psychology thing?
I'm doing introductory to political science, and it's been super interesting for me
You're into the subject.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because I came into class with like negative 10 like knowledge of anything, and now
Negative 10.
now I feel like I'm at a 45. So it's a lot of improvement.
Last few questions before we ride off to the sunset
Sure.
with the podcast. Do you enjoy training or do you enjoy execution when it comes to wakeboarding?
Well, I think to enjoy the execution, the process has to be super good though. So it's hard to say. Yeah.
Okay.
I will only enjoy the execution if the process went
Because
really
the
well.
process is, you're struggling in the process, right? But it's at the same time it's bittersweet because you look at the bigger picture, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
But of course it sucks to be tired and sore from the training and all
Yeah,
that.
and sometimes like you say, the process is hard. Like when you have like really bad days at training, I'm sure you get that when you're doing boxing too. Like some days are just not great, and that's really painful, and that's tiring, and that's draining on your mental strength and like physically as well. Yeah, but when you get out of that, because everything is waves, right? So like it's low and it's high. Yeah, and then when you think of it, I guess in perspective, you're like, I'm glad I went through that, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have got up again. So
What have you learned in wakeboarding or water skiing that you can apply to your life?
There are a lot of things, but this one more applicable just because I'm also in school right now. And it's like I say when I'm at the starting dock, just before my competition run, like it's too late to do anything else by then because you're already there. But like what I always hope to feel is that I've done everything I can before that already. And as long as I know that I've done all the preparation I can do, I'll be happy with whatever result I get. Yeah.
Okay. And what would your advice be, your biggest advice for aspiring athletes who are starting out?
I always like to say, like, know why you're doing it. So, like, your passion, how do you define your passion? And on the tough days or, like, when you're uncertain of whether you should move on or, like, when you're having a really good day even, like, always go back to that. Go back to the basics of it and never forget.
Even as a 5 times gold medalist, you do have days where you struggle, right?
Oh, so many.
Yeah, and people need to know that it's not just like snap fingers and then you succeed. You have a lot of failures and you fail in a lot of stunts before you actually perfect the execution.
There's a lot of doubts and a lot of like questioning, through the process, especially for me because I still don't consider myself a natural wakeboarder. Like I really had to learn. I really had to train really, really hard to get where I am. And like still I'm obviously not one of the top few in Asia. And so like I understand the process and the struggle and all that. Yeah. But it kind of makes it more interesting in my opinion.
Okay. Where can people find you on social media?
Sashizu. With a W.
Yeah, Sashizu.
Yeah.
Are you on Twitter? On Facebook?
I am not on Twitter and I don't have a Facebook page. Not a public one at least.
Okay. And finally, last words for your listeners who are listening in.
Well, thanks for joining us on this, I don't know how many minute talk. Yeah, so thanks for listening and I hope that you enjoyed it and hope to see you on the water maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. I'll definitely come by. It's time to wave goodbye to her. See what I did there.
Do you like think about that for a long time?
Sorry? No, I had that at the back of my mind.
I
like,
see,
oh shit, this should be my punchline for the end of the podcast. Yeah. Oh, you did this thing with Xenia recently.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Is there a collaboration with the Smart Local?
I was with STB.
Very nice girl, right? Have you met Fauzi as well?
No, that was my first time meeting Xenia or anyone from the Smart Local.
Okay, yeah, I had a podcast with Fauzi.
Oh yeah.
Such a nice guy. Just overall swell guy. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Sasha Christian.
Thank you.